It was great seeing many of you last weekend at the Heartland Symposium down in St. Louis, and I look forward to seeing all of you at the Chicago National Convention and Expo up in Naperville in early October. It promises to be a fantastic weekend, great speakers and education, incredible networking, and an opportunity to get together as a profession and talk about the future of chiropractic right here in Illinois and across the nation. I look forward to seeing you all there. One of the questions that we get on a very, very regular basis is, what do I do if a patient requests medical records for services that they actually never paid for to begin with? And the answer to that question is you are not able to hold medical records hostage for payment for the original services. Now, this also includes x-rays. So for example, if you take an x-ray and the patient never pays for that original taking of the x-ray and the original reading, you still are obligated to provide them a copy of that x-ray and not hold it hostage because they haven't paid for that service to begin with. Now, that's the first and foremost thing. Now, the second thing is this. You also have the ability to charge for copying those medical records. So you're able to charge a per-page fee to the patient and their personal representative, and any reasonable charges, and the key word there is reasonable charges, for making copies of those x-rays. Remember, it is your obligation to maintain the original copies, those original documentation and the original x-rays inside the medical record, but the obligation to you to make copies of each of those still remains. And so you can actually wait to hand them those copies, whether it be x-rays or the medical records, until they give you payment for the actual copies, but you can't hold them hostage, if you will. You can't retain them and say you can't have a copy of these until you pay me for those original services. That isn't allowable. And so we have many articles out on our website at ilchiro.org talking about copying fees and some of the caveats. If it's not a patient or their personal representative, actually you can also charge a handling fee. Those charges are all set statutorily at the comptroller's office, and so you can check out that information at ilchiro.org. But hopefully this gives you some information that you can utilize. Don't hold medical records or x-rays hostage if they haven't paid for those original services, but you can maintain them until they actually pay for the copies themselves. And hopefully that gives you information that you can utilize and put into practice today and help you out with higher levels of compliance and with your patient interactions. You have a great week, and we'll talk to you next.